And Jean got up and staggered to the door, and just as he got to the door, I thought to unplug it.
Well, how did you get your
I
hand in?
don't know.
No
that.
one else could have done it. I didn't know how to use
In an
this.
adding machine?
In an adding machine. And it was pulling. And I said, well, Randy can
Like
hold the
finger wash?
machine. Then this is how dumb I am. And while one drives me to the emergency room. And he said, Dad, Mom's got her head caught in her. And
I've never heard.
Jean got up without saying a word and come to the door, and I said, I got it. But I went in and she said, oh, Henderson's sick. He needs to see a doctor. Well, Bryson had left town and said if I had any problem, take him to Glenn.
Mhm.
You remember when they were
Yeah.
sitting side by side there on St. Vincent? So I thought, either see about that cat or let her drive me totally insane this night. So I jumped on the phone, looked up Glenn's number and to see if they're still there, and I said, I have a cat that I need that's sick. Dr. Bryson said I could bring it to you, bring animals to you. It was a steady bill down there all the time. I said, Mama, of course, had to go everywhere I went. So she got in the car and helped the cat. We whirled up. He said he'd be there a minute. Just was fixing to leave, but he'd wait on us. Because I expect it was between 5 and 5:30. So she helped the cat, but I picked up the cat, and it was sick. And I went in there, and him and the assistant was there. Well, I took the cat in and laid it on the table, and the cat roused up. And he just was fidgeting, and we had not been in there 2 minutes. And he got around that cat's throat, and that cat went limp. And he stood there just like he was in shock. And I was in shock. I kept waiting for the cat to move.
And it died?
He didn't say a word. I said, you killed my cat. He still didn't say nothing. But he looked at me and I said, you killed my cat. You choked it to death right before my eyes. And I could have done that at home.
I don't believe that. I can't believe
You
it.
haven't heard that?
No, I never have heard.
I said, now. He said, well, that's what, I said, why did you do that? He said, that's control. I said, well, I call it dad.
I never heard that.
I couldn't talk about it. And
You could have
I
done
said,
that.
now, I have got to go out to that car and tell my old mother that I brought her cat down here for you to choke it to death.
Is that what he did?
He choked it to death.
Well, why?
He was going to control it. And the cat was nearly dead.
Yeah, it was dead when you got there.
No.
Well, what?
He killed it.
Well, he said, I'll just put them out of their pain, too.
No, I think what he did,
Or was it had something in his throat?
it could have. But that cat was alive when I took it in. So, and I got to the door and I was just about to burst out crying. And I turned around and I said, do not send me a bill. Don't send me a bill. Well, I went back to the car and I hadn't been gone 5 minutes. And I said, well, Mom, the cat's dead. What? We didn't speak another word. She bellowed. I went home and started, couldn't hardly make it to the toilet. Started throwing up and was not even able to cook supper. I wasn't able to cook for my family, and I think Jean come to the door and said something about what to do, and I said, go get something. And it took me years to tell that. But that, I told Gordon and them, I said, we weren't showing off, running around doing these things. It just happened to us. And I said, believe me, some of them were heartbreaking.
Well, I can't understand that.
No, I don't
But the
either.
one, my favorite story is about the car wash.
Now, Randy was grown before he told about that. I didn't know it. I never connected it.
Give me the lid on
Didn't
it.
think it was funny.
Well, tell the car wash.
All right, he said that when the car washes first started, if you fill your car up, Well, Randy was with me everywhere I went. Now, that was one thing, he wanted to go. And so I went up there by in front of Confederate. May have been picking him up from the paper rack. I don't know. But I filled the car up and I said, now get a free wash. They said, it's broke. It's not working. We'll give you a rain check. Okay? I went off home. I had that old green and white Ford. You remember?
Yes.
I went home and I put that ticket in my purse and I said, boy, I'll get it later on. Well, I went back in a few weeks and they had changed hands. Wasn't the same people.
That owned it.
They'd sold it. While their old machine was broke, they just got rid of it. So I said, I've got this and I want my car washed. They said, oh, no, ma'am. I said, I got this showing that I'm due a car wash and you're going to wash my car. No, ma'am, we don't. I said, I won't leave here till you wash the car. Randy can tell it. He's the one that he said it just went on and on, and he said, yes, you will wash this car. You know, I don't like for anybody to tell me, with me with a rain check.
Right. You knew you were
It made
right.
me furious. So I said, no way, you're going to wash my car. So he said, all right, ma'am. So then you had to, I never will forget it. He said, go on. I circled around and I went around this way. And he had propped himself, he was so mad he was about to die. And he was saying, and I got just about before I pulled out, even I remembered that my front window was broke when it rolled up.
You mean on your side?
On my side. It had fallen down and wouldn't roll up. Now see, I thought nothing of this at all, and Randy got 25 before he told me. He said the funniest thing he ever got in. And he said no words were spoken, none at all.
What did that man do?
Randy never mentioned that to me.
Well, what did that man do? He kept waving.
And it dawned on me, man, I'm fixing to get flooded. So I said, what do I do? I was fixing.
What'd you do, put it in reverse and back out?
No, I wasn't that far. I just eased on around, and I said, how can I get out of here without seeing that man?
Did you run over him?
I went down the side, and he was... And Randy said that I could
Another crazy woman.
and that he was looking as far as he could down Linwood. I turned back on Linwood, headed home, and said that man was still looking. I never did go back to that station.
I don't blame you.
I never did go back
I
to
wasn't
that
going down that street.
Oh, but see,
Yeah, you'd have floated out of that
I
car
never
and that
did.
water hit
That's
you.
right.
It would have ruined your engine.
Oh, it would have ruined me.
That's what I'm telling you, all that soapy water.
I'm scared of him anyway.
And that's what Savannah got her the test retina.
She sure is.
Yeah, she went in
The
that
same station.
brushes things. He's come out. Couldn't see. The freeze she filled up and was going to get her car washed and all them brushes and soap. Got on it just as she got onto there and that retina detached. You didn't know that?
I figured because they hated to see her coming. Somebody else had to get in the car and drive through after that.
Well, she drove it that day.
Yeah. Well, you know, Lemon, my little dog, him and Mama had to go everywhere I went.
I love
And
that.
Mama was just scared to death with her car washes, and Lemon would go having a chill and just lay out.
Oh, I never did go up.
But no, Randy, that years and years and years passed, and we was all gathered up one night, and he said, well, the funniest thing that ever happened to me. And he told that, and I didn't believe it.
Well, what about Aunt Savannah and the car wash? What
Well,
happened?
she went in that
Scared her to
same
death.
thing, and evidently it knocked her senses out, and the retina detached in her eye, and she,
No, that was fear,
yeah, that's what I mean.
because it did brush.
See, she thought she could just roll through there in that car and be clean, and she come out,
But
and
you didn't know all them brushes was gonna get her.
brushes slapped on there and knocked her. She didn't have a bit of sense when she got out. Her eye detached.
And her butthole, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, but I know this, that she'd go there and argue with them, and they'd say they just didn't have time to drive it through, and she'd say, you got to. She'd get out and make them take it through the car washer.
Well, after that, well, I would hate to
Well,
be
bye,
over there.
y'all.
Well, where are you?
We got to go too because
Go, don't